night. Again.
I was wondering why you went all retro.
My contacts, I thought I was gonna have to use a potato peeler to get them things off my head. Oh, it was bad. I woke up like 5 o'clock this morning. I was like, I never took my contacts out. I could tell it was like sandpaper, and like I'm in there trying to hook a fingernail under the thing. He was like, ugh. It was like a week-old grilled cheese when you pulled it off your eyeball. I hope this stuff still works. Kind of dusty.
Knock the fucking cobweb.
Let's see, new project. No, yeah, I need to update that too, but I haven't.
Check 1, 2.
I was surprised I didn't have anybody say anything to me about it. I figured somebody'd say something to me at church this morning, because I don't think I've ever worn my glasses to church. I don't even know if people know I need glasses. Let's see. Hey, it looks like everything's working. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get my laptop so it's not in the way of the camera. Alright, looks like everything's doing good. Do your sound check again so I can watch the meter.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Good deal. Alright. Okay, I gotta get a pipe going for me. I haven't had a smoke since breakfast.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, you'll have to check this out. I won this pipe. Dead serious, I won it on YouTube.
I'm not. It's plastic.
No, it's not.
It's not?
Nope.
Well, that's some pretty good work then.
That's a hobby block like them ones in the box.
Yeah.
So it was a pre-drilled, and then the guy.
When are you going to do yours?
I think about that on a regular basis.
About the same time we do a few episodes in a row.
Yeah, on a regular basis. Let's see. Smoke some of Russ's Cocaine Bear.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Cocaine Bear.
It's half Rustica and half dark fired Kentucky with honey casing.
The old screen protector on your watch looks like it's earned its keep.
You should have seen the one that had weld spatter all over it. I got new ones up at the house. I haven't put them on. I thought it's not bothering me yet. So I'd like go a little while longer. The thing that was aggravating me was
It smells good.
The thing that aggravated me about it was the last package of screen protectors I had for my watch. It only had one set of the cleaning things in it. So I tried to put a screen protector on without using it, because it's like, well, it wasn't dirty, you know, when you pull the old broken lens off. So I just tried, unless you use that cleaning kit, them lenses don't stick worth a crap.
Really? What is this, an alcohol pad or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I wound up peeling that one off and throwing it away and putting the other one on and using the thing, and it made me mad. I haven't even opened to see if the new one's got stuff in it.
Huh.
So.
I think Katie was pretty happy that I was leaving.
Why is that?
Because her and the girls, as soon as I'm like, I'm going to Bob's, the girls like sprinted in the house. I was making them do stuff outside. I guarantee you they're all in pajamas because they think if they're in pajamas they don't gotta do anything. They haven't learned. I like that. I mean, that's, I need to find them dang.
I actually got to make some more of those because I'm gonna make a few of those and a few like this.
Yeah.
For the raffle at the Indiana Pipe Show.
I myself like this one. Is that a maker's mark or is that just an imperfection?
That's wax.
Oh, it's just wax.
Yeah.
We need to do our. Oh.
It's where the wax had started to run when I finished it.
I want to do the knives too, and I know we got to do that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get on that pretty quickly.
I just can't really think about being around a forge right now. I'm sure glad I ain't one of them idiots who welds for a living.
It hadn't been bad.
It ain't been good. What they said this. Now this TikTok, but they're saying August could be one of the coolest Augusts on record.
Good.
No, not good. I ain't ready for it to be cold yet. We gotta suffer through August, and it makes me feel like we've earned it. Then we get to the burr months.
This stuff's good, but it takes a bit to get it lit.
Boat races are up in Michigan City this weekend. Katie says, well, you know Lily's birthday, my niece Lily, her birthday party's Saturday. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I ain't
talking
going.
like this coming weekend?
Yeah. It says, I ain't going, you can go have fun, bye. Over boat races? Like, she's 5 years old. Like, after the second year, what do you need birthdays for? Not everybody thinks like you. Well, that's fine. I'm not going. And then
at that point, it should be the kids.
Yeah.
Let her get together with the kids from daycare or whatever.
Yep.
Have cake and let them beat the crap out of each other in the backyard.
Well, going there is something else. Just this scenery. It's like, I don't know if people think that about like my in-laws. Like, my in-laws are good people, lazy people. I think recovering meth head. I think. Then my ace, Kurt, and Timmy, who just wants to be left alone. My sister's in-laws are fucking weird. like my brother-in-law is a good person, but he's different. I'm sure he thinks I'm different. Crap. His brothers are every end of the spectrum. Like, and I'll say this because I know it won't make it on. We haven't started. Like, you'll take this off.
It'll be on the YouTube video.
Okay, it could be on the YouTube video. His brother, one brother's face looks like a pussy with teeth. Like, just a hairy ass beaver with teeth. Like, they just, there's people that grow facial hair, and there's people that shouldn't grow facial hair, and he's yeah. I mean, they're the ones that give liberals a bad name. Like, Kevin, I think Kevin Knuth, I think he is like a common sense. He's a Fort Wayne liberal. These guys are like, the government ain't doing enough for us.
Did you see the picture of the guy in Valparaiso across the street from the Trump protesters?
Well,
He's holding a sign that says "Deport liberals" or "Deport white liberal women."
They should. That is the root of most of our problems. I'm tired of them apologizing for everything that the white man has done.
Yeah. Well, at least we know one of those white liberal women paid reparations.
I don't want to hear that.
And it got caught on video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't want to hear them apologize any more than I want to hear Candace Owens, be the mouthpiece for the black community. Just like, every fat white woman be the mouthpiece for us. Like, you know.
I'm just tired of all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. The borders need to be closed. You can't have when the Israelites went into Egypt, or come out of Egypt, and after their time in the desert, guess what? God divided the ground up and says, "This is yours. This is yours." And there were dimensions, which means it had borders.
Yeah. Oh no.
So each of the tribes had their own area.
I'm all for borders, and I believe 100% in population collapse. I think we're heading there too.
Oh yeah.
So like, let's bring people in. We just need like tallies. And 3 years ago, I'd have been okay with you, like just somebody who's saying yes. Like whoa, what does MS-13 mean? Like no, we don't want you. You know, just somebody who's keeping track of stuff. And even now, we still need people, and every immigrant doesn't have to be from Mexico either.
No, they don't. The problem is the reason you have to have an immigration process, and you just can't let every jackwagon on the planet walk across the border or fly in, however you want it to be. Is the trouble that the reason we're in the predicament we are is we've let too many of those people are here, and through the immigration process, you and I have both know people that have immigrated here legally, and would you not agree that they are the most patriotic? They're more patriotic than any native-born person I know.
Oh yeah.
And when you immigrate to the U.S., my opinion is, if you can't conform to our culture, our belief in the Constitution, and the fact that that is the rule of law in the country, then you don't need to be here. If you want Sharia law, go someplace where that's the norm. Oh wait, you left there because it's a third world crap hole.
Yeah, and realistically, they're not. I always hate saying that.
And I think
people aren't smart enough to realize, like, you're just wanting to bring that here.
Yeah.
Because you want the beginning part of it, but you're not going to live to see the end.
Right, which is the whole why is New York pretty much already made up their mind that they're going to nominate a communist Muslim to be the mayor of New York City? That's the most insane thing I've ever heard of.
And that's, yeah. But how can somebody in New York City have
people? If you think communism will work, you need to stop and look at Cuba, who is backed by China, another communist country, and look at Russia. So they have two huge trading partners that have similar belief systems, and it's still poor. It doesn't work.
Yeah. Look at Venezuela, the most oil-rich, like the Saudi of the South there, and they can't. You know, you can buy any. What is it? Like bread is $1 million of their whatever in the heck they are. But I know things in Venezuela are pretty bad.
It was like it was in Zimbabwe in Africa, and I don't know if it still is, but I remember some guys that were over there working with some blacksmiths, and they were like, yeah, you'd go to the store, and they said you could take a dump truck load of $100 bills, and you'd come out with a wheelbarrow full of bread.
Yeah, I mean, capitalism doesn't answer every question, but it's safe. The worst thing you're gonna end up with is Elon Musk, and you know my feeling on it. I don't think guys like that should exist, but I don't want the government stopping them from, and I have zero solution. I think Elon's ideas would stop people like him from existing. He says, why can a kid graduate high school and we will give him $50,000 a year to go to college, but we won't give them any money to help start a business?
Yeah.
Like I would 100% back any government subsidy of like you come with a legitimate small business, like and I'm not even saying like I just want to sell colored pencils. Like, all right, well tell me what you're gonna sell them to. Well, there's a real Crayola or these real expensive ones, and I found a way that I'm gonna go to people and I'm gonna fit them. Like, hey, you actually sounds like you might have a decent idea. Let's not jump into it head first, but here's some research money. Like have not bankers, have some people, entrepreneurs, saying yes, this is a feasible business. Then let an accountant come through and say, what you're wanting to do, yeah, is possible. I wish that was the case. Get kids.
Yeah,
before,
and it don't need to be a government subsidy. If you just would insure it to a bank the same way that you insure the money I put into the bank.
Yeah.
If this person defaults, we'll insure it up to this much money.
Yeah.
Make it to where it's not as hard for some young person that, like you said, has a legitimate. I don't think the government should be funding it.
No, I'm just saying that's something
But
I can get behind.
I think I do too. I think for as much money as we all stuff in the bank every week, and they're making money off of it.
Yeah, about 10-1.
Whatever it is. I mean, I shouldn't. If I have a legitimate business plan, I shouldn't have any trouble going and getting, and I've proven that I have a good track record with the bank. Notice I said track record. I didn't say anything about a credit score either, because that's all bogus BS.
Yeah.
If I've borrowed money from said bank and I've always paid it back on the agreed terms or faster, then I should just be able to go to that bank and borrow money.
That's where their parents failed us. They taught us to be established. And I guarantee your mom and dad told you the same thing mine did. You need to be established with the bank, just like you said. But now, credit is a living, breathing thing. If you're not using it, it goes down. And not at first, but it does. If you have an 800 credit score and you do not use your credit at all, like you're not making any payments to report for a year, it's going to go down.
Well, and even then, if you're a person that has has really good credit, but you're one of those people like my parents, for instance, have a credit card and it got paid off every month. Have you ever talked to somebody that? Have you ever noticed? Does that affect your credit score any?
Nope.
It shows that you have a good payment history,
yeah, but it doesn't help
your. Now, if you paid some interest on it, and I told Hadley that when she got her first credit card, I says it's gonna cost you money, but I says if you want your credit score to go up, I says you need to pay your credit card off every other month or every third month.
Yep. And you can't be one of these people at Hadley's age. I'm not going to use credit. You're going to buy a house. I promise you these pennies you're paying right now are going to save you thousands and thousands of dollars on because 1/10 of a point on what these houses cost these days. So I think I've talked to you about Tucker Carlson. Like I'm not a Tucker guy. I
like to hear some of his stuff.
Yes,
I think he does.
He can piss me off as much as he can rev me up.
He has some good. And I like some of the people that he gets on to interview.
Yeah, listen, he's gotten a lot better now that he's off Fox. But listen to,
but he also goes on some weird.
Listen to him talk about baby boomers. I tell you, every person in the world, and I'm not trying to get people mad at baby boomers, but we got to be. It's our turn. Like it's me and your generation's turn. They need to just give it up. Go to Florida. Go do your retirement stuff. You only got $12 million in the bank. I know it's scary, but go to Florida. Do your stuff. Maybe sell your $700,000 house. Maybe sell it for $600,000, and that's going to hurt me just as much as it's going to hurt you. But who's going to go to work every day if they can't buy a house? The answer to all this is not apartments, and it's not building cheaper houses.
But a lot of that's doesn't have Well, that goes back to like people like BlackRock that are. Why is an investment company like that allowed to buy a single family home?
Find me a real like conservative like you and me that is not for the government intervening on that. Get involved. Like you have what was,
to me, that's what the federal government's for.
Yeah.
That's that type of stuff is what they're supposed to regulate.
Yep.
Besides infrastructure.
What was it? 100 billion or whatever, 12 billion, 50 billion, say 50 billion. If you have more than 50 billion under management, or 100 billion, maybe, I don't know the number, but if you have more than that, single family houses, no.
Yeah.
Get into apartments, do whatever, because we don't need places like Chicago, New York to have rent control.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like that, these people live in these houses, and half of them, if they got rent control at the right time, can pass it on to a family member, who can pass it on to a family member. Like, we all see the problem. Your inputs are always going to go up. Me and Mom just got talking about sweet corn, and she's like, we need to raise your price. I says, Mom, my inputs haven't went up. We still gotta. I'm like, nah, I ain't that person. I says, we don't do this to put a roof over our head. We do this so I can have a shiny new tractor and probably buy a skid loader. Like, that's why we do this. Like, my inputs haven't went up. I'm at the profit margin I want, and every year I sell out. Like, I raise $1, probably won't be no big deal, but I can tell you all the big farmers in our area don't grow sweet corn anymore. So I'm like, I ain't sticking people, because my seed hasn't gone up. I don't need nitrogen. I actually want to talk to, because we got one of those big CAFO operations, the big concentrated animal feeding operations. I want to talk to him about bringing over, and the only problem is they have one of them tandem axle honey wagons that's pulled by like a 9R.
Yeah.
Like, my tractor ain't gonna pull it. His tractor can't turn around in my field.
You have to cut down the tree line between you and the neighbor.
Yeah. And I wanted to talk to him about, hey, come incorporate some, knife it in, and you and your guys, like, just take what you need. But you know, just stuff like that. I get it, and I have no problem if somebody's like, nope, I'm raising prices to everybody else's. I don't care if my inputs go up. Like, hey, that's totally fine. Like, you do you and I'll do me. Because I promise you, if I'm the guy that's more, I won't buy anything unless I think short of a few things, unless I think I can sell it in 5 years and at least A, get my money back, or B, make a little. And you know, there's a lot of people.
And I think you have to. I think if you really got down to the nooks and crannies of it, your input has gone up. Because all the maintenance on your equipment has gone up.
Yes.
But I'm with you on that. To me, that's where I could go another year before I bumped my prices.
You're 100%.
And the reason
right.
I bring that up is, and you know who I'm talking about. I've done a bunch of work for a guy that makes a whole lot of hay, and he was complaining about not being able to, it costs so much to repair his stuff, it costs so much to replace his stuff, but he was still selling the hay for the same price he was 15 years ago. It's like, well, you gotta up your prices on your hay. It's like, you gotta be able to cover your expenses, and you're basically doing this as a charity at this point.
Yeah. My look on that is that because you are 120% correct. I look at that like mine's parts.
Yeah.
Across the board. I handle the labor. It's parts. If my tractor throws a code, and if you're listening, Gavin, I'm calling you. I could wheel a deal with Gavin though on some corn or something, or I'd gladly pay. But mine's parts, and parts have gotten more expensive. But I'm also selling my sweet corn at a rate where I should be able to afford to pay somebody.
Right.
But no, you're right. It's just like this year. I'm not gonna raise prices because it'd be a 50-cent raise, and it's one thing I've learned. If you're selling sweet corn out there, do not sell it for $4.50.
No, it's even dollars.
And also here is a thing that I've learned. If you're selling sweet corn, you say it is this much a dozen and it's this much an ear.
Mm-hmm.
because people will take your bulk price and they will divide that by 12 and then usually throw another one in. And I hate it. It breaks my heart every time I go out there and somebody put like 12 cents in. Because I want to put a sign so bad, but it's like we're on the verge of people taking advantage of it. If you have to pay with change, take as much as you need plus some. Don't steal my money. Don't take my money, but take the corn. Like take whatever you need. There's tomatoes, there's zucchini, there's cucumber. There's no green beans because we're buying green beans from everybody else now because like I say, we
Your
got
green beans turned out like ours.
it's
We're gonna put in another plant of beans.
so Friends, I think it is Friends over there on Armstrong, where Armstrong at the gas station.
Yeah,
where it
yeah,
comes,
yeah.
That Katie talked to her and she's like, "That's everybody's been buying up her green beans because a lot of people are having issues with it." Then we talked to the Wises, and yeah, they were having issues too. Because
Ours all got eat.
yeah.
Our corn hasn't been bothered.
Does the rabbits getting you?
No, I think it started out as the deer, and now it's the rabbits.
Oh. Yeah. I haven't seen any of your rabbits, so they're too fat to run.
The only reason I say I believe it was the deer is because it looks like something come over the top of them and just nipped them off.
Oh.
Like with a pair of pruning shears. I mean, it
Yeah.
was like clumping. Like as soon as they started to leaf out, it was like the whole top was just, and they were almost flat top cut.
Yeah, darn deer. Maybe you need to get a deprivation tag too.
Probably could.
So that's a way to turn that into some meat. Start us off.
Welcome to a BS podcast. Mark and Bob are finally back together again. It's been a while. Schedules just haven't quite lined up, and I think we'll save that till the end, and that way people don't have to just hear our BS excuses. So, anyways, I told Mark that I had a topic for this week to kind of go back on a topic that we already discussed. We did an episode a while back. It was basically kind of about catching your second wind at work, where Mark had kind of got a renewed interest in mechanicking and working out in the field, and I wanted to kind of touch back on that, and I'm going to just put this up front. I know this is going to sound fairly obvious when you hear it, but it dawned on me through this experience that you don't always notice it setting in. And basically, I just recently, in the last, 2 or 3 weeks, I guess it was. I'm trying to remember when I moved shops. I think
It was less than a month.
Yeah, almost a month at this point. So where I work, they built a brand new shop for our mechanics, and when they did that, I got to move out of what was the company's original shop on the property. I got to move into the mechanics' old shop. And to kind of give you an idea, the building I worked in had an overhead door that faced the south. I had an overhead door that faced the west at the opposite end of the building, and then there were 2 service doors in it. It has 3 exhaust fans and 0 windows, and it has been the weld shop for I don't know how long. So as they have been revamping that building since I've moved out, there's, I don't know, 40 years of grinding grit in there. I mean, it is nasty. But anyways, it never occurred to me how that affected working in that building with no daylight. And I'll kind of come back to some stuff, but it never occurred to me how much working in that building with limited sunlight and limited daylight affected my mental well-being. you hear folks talk about like seasonal depression and stuff, and that's I after the fact I kind of figured that out. So to kind of get up to what made me think about this was, so I finally got to move into my new shop that has real lights in it that actually are bright. The inside of the building is reflective, so it seems brighter than normal anyways. And then it has windows, like I can see the sun. There's windows on both sides of the building, and both overhead doors have glass in them that you can actually see out of, that haven't been painted over and all kinds of stuff. And within the third day of me being in that shop, my whole attitude about being at work had changed totally. I hadn't started moving in there. I think I went over, the mechanics had got moved out for the most part. They had the majority. They had their toolboxes and they were working in their new shop. And so before I was allowed to move in, I had to get all the bulk oil tanks out of there. Well, they're going to be on pallets instead of being anchored basically together and up against the wall. They're going to be on pallets so they can use a little electric forklift to move them around the new shop. And so my job was to go over and I had to build pallets for all these bulk tanks to sit on. And so I spent Wednesday afternoon, all day Thursday, and half the day Friday. I built the pallets and then put the tanks on the pallets, which sucked because they were still full of oil. And there's no way to rig them. They don't have any setup for overhead rigging. So we literally had to pick these up and kind of shimmy them off a forklift onto the pallets. And then I welded the rest of the corners on the pallets to keep the tanks on. And then Friday afternoon, I was told to start moving my stuff over that I needed to work. So like I moved my welders, I moved my drill press, I moved the bandsaw. I started moving all my necessities so I could do repairs if something come in. The plasma cutter, my torches. Actually, torches I didn't move till Monday. But anyways, so I'd been there like in what was going to be my new shop for about 2.5 days. And I come home on Friday night, and I told my wife I actually didn't want to take the weekend off. I wanted to go back to work. Like, I was ready to be at work. I wanted to finish setting up the shop, and I wanted to I knew I had some buckets sitting outside that needed repaired, and my parts were coming in for those, where I'd had another company cut out hard plate for me and some stuff like that required some machining. But I was ready. I finally was like, and it was about the middle of that week, I think, is when I finally said something to you. You hear people say, well, get outside and touch me. You don't have to get outside and touch the grass. But if you're not spending or getting daylight during the day, oh my goodness, I never dawned on me how much, and we've been going almost a month, and I'm still in the same frame of mind. It's like I actually enjoy going to work. And Mark will be the first one to tell you, I had seriously considered like finding something else to do. Okay. I was just like totally over it. And were you talking to the old welder there and made the comment about maybe this is why they've never been able to keep a welder for more than 5 years?
Yeah.
It was like, that's because they had us locked in a dungeon.
Yeah.
But folks would say to me in the old shop, they were like, well, you could open the overhead door and you get daylight. The problem is because of the way the building is situated and the way the doors are set up, if you open the overhead doors, like, it's been super hot and it's been very high humidity around here the last several weeks. And like in this type of weather, if you open the overhead door, I would open it a foot or so I could get fresh air into the building. But if you opened it up more than that, the way the sun beats in this time of the year, the temperature in the shop would raise 10 degrees or more. It would get even hotter inside than it already was. So it was better off to keep the sun out of the building so you didn't roast. I mean, you're already soaking wet, but it was like you were trying to keep yourself as cool as possible. So it's like you couldn't really even open the door because you couldn't get no airflow through it anyways. So there was no benefit. Like the new shop's got the way the doors are set up and the way the wind comes across, it like rips through that new shop. If I'm running the MIG, I have to close doors just to keep the wind off. The old shop, I could leave the doors open, stand next to them, and weld.
Yeah.
And you never had any issues. But it really shocked me that after almost 3 years in that building, I never thought that was what was getting to me. Was that, and it's got to just be the fact that I can see what's going on. I don't know how else, but because now I'm even, I would venture to say I'm even more alone than what I was, because I worked all day in that building by myself for the most part. I mean, other than if somebody stopped by to drop off something that was broke. But you know, the mechanics were in the building, right? What is that? 50 feet between me and the other shop.
That's right there.
So, you know, those guys would come over and get stuff, and I'd go over there and get stuff. And so you actually seen people, which was helpful, but like now they're on the other side of the property. So it's like, it's just nuts. So I don't like hardly have anybody that comes in the shop, but my mood is like, I don't know how else to say it. It's just, it's 100% better. Like I actually enjoy getting up and going to work. Like, and when I get there, I want to work.
Notice you haven't had any of the 15-minute unloads.
No, I haven't had anything to complain. I mean, it's been the only thing that has bothered me some is sometimes they forget that I'm over there. Like the one day, this is before Jeff wasn't there anymore, but I was over there working, and Jeff had come back from a job site, pulled in, and he noticed that my shop was all opened up and that I was still there, and he calls me and he was like, "Do you know that you're the only one here?" I was like, "No." And I walked over and looked out through the window over to the new shop, and sure enough, there was the only vehicle there was Jeff's, and he was driving out of the parking lot. He was like, "Yeah, they all left at 5." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I says, "Well, I appreciate you letting me know." I says, I'll just close up and I'll head out." And no sooner I hung up with Jeff, and my boss calls me. He's like, "Hey, we're leaving early." Didn't tell me what time they left. Just says, "Hey, we're leaving early, so if you want, close up and head out." Well, it's already it's almost 5:30 at this point. I'm like, what the heck? But so that's the only downside that has still. But other than that sort of stuff, and in all honesty, I don't that leaving at 5 or 5:30 doesn't make up.
That happened a few times though.
Yep.
Even before.
Even before, and in all honesty, like in the evenings, I'd rather wait till. There's some nights like I'll wait till I'll sit in the parking lot till 5:45 and leave, just because I know it's going to be easier to pull out on the main road to come home.
Oh.
I don't have. It's like I can sit out there and watch traffic go by, or I can sit here and screw around on my phone for 10 minutes, and then drive out to the main road.
Yeah.
But it was just, I don't know. It just, I never. When people say you don't think that'll affect me, I think it'll shock you. Because I don't know how else to put it other than you hear people talk about seasonal depression like through the winter because there's so much fewer hours of sunlight and stuff like that. And I guess I never really thought about it, but I mean, we've worked enough overtime last couple of years. I mean, even in the summertime, it's almost, you know, the sun's going down when I leave. By the time I get home, it's dark. Or almost dark.
Yeah.
And I always go to work in the dark. So, and then being in that old shop and not getting hardly any daylight until I'd walk outside. But you're talking, I mean, we're talking literally only minutes a day. And I don't know. I honestly, I never put it together until after I moved into the other shop.
I get it. I mean, the headspace you get in can affect you so much, and you know what affects that.
Well, and it's, I think too, it's just, it was so, over that 3-year period of being, or nearly 3, it'll be 3 years in September, just over that time, and it's, I'm at work, I'm not thinking about that, I go in and I have a job to do. But like, it was really like, I was struggling to stay busy at work. I mean, I just, my head was like, I'm over it. And as soon as I started working over there, it's like, within just a matter of days. And I know some people might say, oh, it's the, you know, kind of like we always talk about, it's the excitement of a new job or the excitement of the new shop. And it's like, it's been almost a month. I guarantee you, since I'm working for the same people, I guarantee you it's not the new shop, because I'd have been burnt out on that a lot. But it's, I think being able and in the light has just totally changed my headspace.
Dude, I tore a dozer apart one winter in your shop.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from. It is a dungeon, and the welder before you, like, I think he was living proof of that. That, you know, you go to, especially in the winter, but like even in the summer, because you go to work in the dark, you leave in the dark, and you don't really see the light of day. Because when you see it, you're shielding yourself from it.
Yeah,
maybe it's like, whoa, yeah. So it's great though. It's nice to get a second wind, you know, as you're calling it.
Oh, it is. It's been,
makes the day go by.
The 10-hour days fly by.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll look up and it's like, how's it 4:30 already?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's just been flying by. And then the new shop's air conditioned. The mechanic's new shop, it's air conditioned. You know, they have a really nice break room. That they really did a nice, the building is super nice. Like, it's, if you're a mechanic, I don't think there's anything you couldn't I mean, it's everything a mechanic would ever want, in my opinion. Except for me, because I know people think I'm crazy. I don't want to work in the AC. I think that was like, I don't even go over there. Our summer help kids, the one was over there painting some stuff in my shop, and he was like, hey, it's lunchtime. He's like, you want to ride over? I'm like, nope. He's like, you don't want to go sit in the AC? I was like, no, I still have another, 5 hours of work after lunch. I got no desire.
We'll see how long that AC runs for.
I got no desire to go sit in the AC for 30 minutes, because all I'm going to want to do is come over here and take a nap.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll sit in the AC in my car on the way home tonight.
There you go.
And pray that I stay awake. Oh.
Well, good. I'm happy. I'm happy you got your second wind, as you say, and
it's been good.
It's definitely it's a lot nicer, going into work and enjoying it. Yeah, wanting to be there.
And wanting to be there.
Wanting to get projects complete, and not just. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I know where you're at.
I will say this, and so people know it's not just the excitement of the new shop. So my old building, they had the summer help kid, or one of the summer help kids, because I was trying to put some buckets and stuff back together, and so they had the summer help kid go over and start. They're like, just tell him what you want done over there to start packing stuff up in the old shop. Well, I knew that I had to get the steel rack moved over. My inside steel rack needed to get moved over, so I had a place to put stuff. So I went over and I told the kid, I was like, I give him my little electric forklift that I use. I took that over there and I was like, you can use this to unload the steel rack. And I said, just start putting stuff on pallets so we can come in and pick it up and haul it out. I said, but we got to get the steel rack unloaded so we can move it first. And I says, once you get that done, I says, all the other steel, I was like, whatever's steel in here, I says, start putting it on pallets. I says, now, I move the scrap dumpster into the middle of the shop floor. I says, if it's tubing, pipe, any angle iron, I don't care what it is. If it's under a foot long, throw it in a scrap dumpster. I'm not screwing around with anything under a foot long. And we keep that stuff for, you know how it is. We were working on heavy equipment. You're patching, the mechanics will come in and grab that drop, and they'll
say, I was always digging through your.
No, yeah, you guys make field repairs out of that stuff, stiffen it up till winter time, and then it comes in and we cut it apart and fix it and do what we do. But that kid, every piece of iron in there, I don't think he threw anything into the scrap dumpster. It's all on pallets. So like I spent 2 days going through pallets throwing crap in the scrap dumpster, which we moved Michael moved the big scrap dumpster up next to the shop because he knew I want to get rid of lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to go through and but I got stuck and couldn't finish. Let me get back on track. So we got all that stuff on pallets. Well, then they're ready to start working on my old shop and revamping it for what they're going to use it for. So they just start hauling that stuff out and stuffing it in my new shop. So like I've only had one side of my shop that I've been able to use. The other side has been full of all those pallets. And then the outside, I have pallets lined up out the outside because I couldn't put everything in there. Well, I couldn't start putting stuff away because the old filter room is what I'm going to use for storage. Well, it still had machine parts in it, or parts for different machinery we have. So we finally got all that stuff out of there this week. So hopefully I can start putting stuff away. And
those storage containers that had all the cat parts in them, did they move those?
They haven't yet. So as far as I know, those are both getting moved over by the new shop. They just poured the concrete for the tire barn Friday. Yeah, okay. They poured the pad for the tire barn Friday. So it'll be getting moved. And I think they got to move them 2 Connexes because that utility pole's in the way. The only way they can move the tire barns if they either have to disassemble it, or they have to move the Connexes. And I think where that stuff's at is going to be part of everybody's calling it the rental shop. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. It's not really a rental shop, but I think the fencing for the rental shop is going to go there.
Okay.
So basically they're going to, it sounds to me like there'll be enough room between the fence and Fernando's building for him to get like the golf cart out and to move the big forklift in and out. But other than that, they're going to fence all that in. And then the fence on the front or the south side of my building, my new building, it'll be halfway between the east corner and the overhead door on the south side.
Okay, yeah.
Which works out good because I can put the steel racks, and that one set of pallet racking I have will go there. And then I still I'll have to, once they move the fence, we'll move the cylinder cages for my bottle gas.
Nice.
So
it's getting there.
It's getting there. I'm liking it. I think Michael, who's getting the other building, I think he's liking seeing progress. And I think there's a lot of folks that are getting irritated with him, but I think he's keeping stuff rolling, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's
probably why they're getting irritated. He's getting stuff done.
Yeah. I'm just a knuckle dragger welder, but so my opinion don't matter much. But it's just nice seeing stuff stay moving.
Yeah.
And because it seems like in the time I've been there, stuff starts and then something comes up. Well, you work there, you know how it is. You get going on something, and then next thing you know is it's you know, oh well, we're gonna sideline that because we need to do this or we need to do that. So
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's been a mess. What can I say?
A good deal.
Oh, I was looking at this and I was like, I can't see the time on it. I thought it stopped recording. I was like, that ain't good.
Yeah, we've been there before.
Well, I don't want to have to start over after it's been almost. I think it's been almost a month or a little over a month since we've done one of these. So, well, I killed the flint in that lighter.
Uh-oh. Well, what are you smoking, and what are you smoking it out of?
So I am. If you look on YouTube's, and if anybody watches my YouTube channel, I've already done a video on this. I entered a giveaway on YouTube where I had to do a video response to Dwight at Backwoods Codger is his channel name, and he carved this out of a hobby block. So basically it was a pre-drilled block, and he just had to carve it and finish it and all that good stuff. But I actually won his giveaway, which shocked me because I never win anything. So I was like, I didn't even see it from him first. I was watching, it was right around 4th of July, and that was our fair week. So like I was crazy busy. I wasn't watching YouTube. I wasn't making YouTube videos other than I made sure I got one in to enter Dwight's contest. And I'd taken a few days off of work during fair week, and then when I went back I had so much stuff to get caught up on, so I just kind of went into work, and I didn't hardly watch any YouTube on lunch or break or any of that sort of stuff. And the following Monday, things were starting to settle down fine. I didn't even watch because we had that weekend we hauled stuff out of the fairgrounds. We had stuff going on at church, so it's like I didn't do anything, watch any YouTube over the weekend. So Monday I'm trying to kind of watch some videos and get caught up on stuff, and I was watching Porch Piper Tom, watching his video from over, I think it was from Sunday afternoon. I was watching a video he'd done, and at the end of the video he congratulated me on winning the contest, and I'm like, or on the giveaway, and I was like, holy crap, I gotta get to Dwight's channel real quick, make sure he's telling the truth. So I went over there, and sure enough, I'd won the pipe. So I got it, and then last Saturday, we had the Indiana Pipe Club meetup, and while I was there, one of our fine listeners, Russ hooked me up with one of his home blends, which is what I'm smoking in it.
Okay.
Which is
yeah, what's it called?
He calls it Cocaine Bear.
That is awesome.
And it is Rustica, dark fired Kentucky, and then he cases it in honey.
But what's funny is it kind of looks like a bear, and then you talk about honey, it looks like honey.
It almost looks like
it's like that was made for the pipe.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
But the pipe's fantastic. I've smoked it quite a bit since I got it, and Russ's tobacco blend, I've been smoking it. I think I had my first bowl of it Wednesday night, and I've smoked at least a bowl of it a day since then, and I didn't have one yesterday, but it's been really good. I really enjoy it, so it's been good.
Nice.
This is only the second Rustica blend I've ever had. So at the May Pipe Club meetup, we got a tin of, I think it's called Frostica 1800 from Nathan Davis from the Gray Woody podcast and K Woody Pipes, and I think it's a blend that he had made by Sutliff, and it's like smoking a Thin Mint cookie.
Oh.
It's almost like a menthol cigarette.
Oh, there you go.
It's kind of weird, but I enjoyed it. I know there were some folks that didn't particularly care for it. I was like, it's all right for me.
Yeah.
It smoked good with a with a good beer, so I'm game.
There you go.
But
Oh, nice.
But the speaking of the Pipe Club stuff, we went to a new place down in Bluffton. I had never been there before. I think it opened about a month ago. I think it opened last fall, maybe early this year. I don't remember. It hadn't been open super long. But it's called Bourbon MD, and it's like a whiskey bar and cigar lounge. And it was really cool. They even have food, so like you can order sandwiches and stuff there. I didn't eat while we were there, but the food looked really good. It smelled really good. There's a few people that ate while we were there, and they're going to be one of the folks that sponsor the Indiana Pipe Club's going to host a pipe show in September. And
really at Bluffton, or
no,
they're just a sponsor?
So Bourbon MD from Bluffton is going to be one of the show sponsors. I believe they're going to have a table set up at the kind of advertising for their lounge and their bar at the pipe show. But the pipe show is going to be held at our host sponsor, which is Massinawal Cigar Company in Gas City, Indiana.
Okay.
And that's going to be, the show itself is September 20th at Massinawal Cigar Company, but the Friday night, the 19th of September, starting around 5, we're going to have like a meet and greet hangout type thing at Massinawal Cigar Company in their lounge. And
will you be there?
Yeah, I took the 19th off of work, so and I have a hotel in Gas City, so
so you're planning on going and having a good time.
I really enjoy having an old fashioned, and so yeah, I'm gonna go and indulge a little bit, and only have to get to the hotel down the road from where we're at.
There you go.
So but yeah, anybody that's interested if you want some more information, I'll put in the description for the podcast or on the videos, I'll put the Pipe Club's website with the information to where you can get to the information for the pipe show. They have several, I won't name them because I don't remember all of them, but we have several artisan pipe makers going to be there. We have several estate pipe sellers going to be there.
Any tobacco representatives?
Sort of. I know one of the guys that makes pipes also blends tobacco, so I don't know if he'll have tobacco with him or not. Massinawal does stock some pipe tobacco. They don't have a tremendous amount because they're more of a cigar lounge than anything. But like they do sell some pipe tobaccos and some pipes. Actually, one of the vendors that'll be there, he's a custom maker out of does a lot of custom corn cob pipes. And he's out of Converse, Indiana, Southern Roots Pipe. So I know Steve's going to be one of the vendors that's there, and he generally has stuff at Massinawal, pipe-wise. And then I know they usually have some like tin tobacco, not a huge assortment, but I think that's one thing they would like to get more into, but the majority of their customers are cigar smokers.
Yeah.
But they have a fantastic lounge. I've been seriously debating getting a membership there, because they have a pretty reasonable membership. And you don't have to be a member to go there and smoke. It's just, for anybody that doesn't know about cigar lounges, a lot of times they'll have memberships and stuff, or locker rentals that you'll pay for like annually. And that's one of the ways that they have some guaranteed income to cover the lounge's overhead. So that's income they know they have every month, or every year, I should say. That's help keeps the lights on. That helps keep the smoke eaters going.
Keep the jet fueled up.
Exactly. Just kind of helps keep them going. And the only reason I'm debating it is it's like Gas City's what, hour and 15 minutes from here. It's my favorite lounge in the world. Bourbon MD is really cool too, but I like going to Gas City and hanging out. And their drink prices are, I mean, unbelievable. They have great prices on drinks. And I like sitting, they have a really nice patio at Massinawal. And like, if it's crappy out, they'll have it closed up. Like, so in the wintertime, the sides of the patio are like big glass doors, and they close it in and they have heat out there. Well, in the summertime, they just leave it open to the air, and you can sit out there on the patio, and it's really a nice patio. They have a, usually have the TV on with some sort of sports playing. I know at one of our Pipe Club meetups, it was at Massinawal, after the I'm trying to think what it's called. I'm thinking it was a movie that the Get Pipe guys, Adam and Nick from the Get Pipe podcast, did a video on the Battle of the Briar. It's called Battle of the Briar. Battle of the Briar is a contest that takes place at the Chicago Pipe Show, and they did kind of a documentary style video of Battle of the Briar at the Chicago Show a few years ago. And then they went through and they made it's right about an hour long documentary of it, and it was fantastic. But like, we hooked it up, and they let the Pipe Club play the video for everybody to see, and it was really, really good, if you're into that sort of thing. And they did it in a good way too, because like, watching it, even if you're not like, what you know about pipes and pipe smoking, from questions you ask me, but like, there's a lot of, I think if you watched it, you'd be like, oh, I get it. They do a lot of information for somebody that has no idea what they're watching. You could learn. I mean, you would get done watching it and you'd have an understanding it anyways.
Yeah.
You probably have a lot more questions, but you'd know what questions to ask. How's that? They did it, but anyways, nevertheless, it's a nice lounge area, and so I've thought about it, but it's just like, I generally only get there if we have a Pipe Club meetup, and I've gone, I don't know, a handful of times for other stuff. Like, I went for, they did had a Perdomo event, and so I went down there for the Perdomo event one night after work, which is nice. It gave me an excuse to leave at 3:30 and drive down there, go to the gym, shower, change my clothes out of my work clothes, and then go sit in the lounge for a couple hours, but before coming home. But that's the nice part. It's I think from work I can get there in like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
From here it's about an hour and 15 minutes. But even then, I mean, if I leave by 8:30, I can still be home before 10 o'clock. So it's not a super late night if it's a work night. So, but
nice.
But anyways, yeah. So if anybody's interested, like I said, I'll put the link for the Indiana Pipe Show posted at Massinawal Cigar Company. I will put the website information in the description of the podcast and on the video feeds. So hopefully some of you folks will come out and join us, hang out, check out some Artisan pipes, check out a fantastic cigar lounge here in, I guess, did you consider that northern Indiana? I don't know.
Central-ish.
North Central.
North Central. We'll go with that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, be a good deal.
Good.
So, I don't know. You got anything else? I don't know what else to
I
say.
actually get to go to bed tonight before Monday. That'd be nice.
Oh yeah. You want to tell some folks about
I've learned quite a bit last weekend. We took a 16-hour trip down to Florida to Tarpon Springs to the Sponge Dock. It is awesome down there. We went down to look at a boat to buy, and a really nice boat owned by a very unique Greek gentleman. I don't know if anybody here has ever negotiated or bought anything off of a Greek person or not. Very, very prideful. And it was, he told me stuff because he looked at my daughter and like, she Greek? Because like, I'm half Italian and she's a quarter. She has the olive skin. She just looks like a purebred Italian. Like, no, she's Italian. Then he's telling me like, Dad, you know Italians are you're Egyptian or Arab? Like that's Italians. Like, it's one of the few places that Italians are a mixture of other. Like a German is a German. You know, Irish like yourself. It's not mixed with anything else. You're a purebred Irish person.
I'm not Irish. I'm American.
Yeah, well, I hate to tell you, but you got some Irish blood in you. but anyways, you know,
I don't get all hung up on that because we've been here for too many generations.
Yeah,
I'm just as far as I'm concerned, I'm native.
Well, as far as the lineage, he was like a whole bunch of really cool information. Look the boat over. The guy used to do sponge diving. It's just what it sounds like. You go out to the ocean, you dive down, you get sponges, bring them back to, surprise, surprise, a sponge dock and sell them. Sounded like he had a very lucrative business, had a heart attack, so I don't know if anybody out there familiar with diving. You can't dive after you had a heart attack. You can't pressurize your body like that. You're gonna. There's way too many issues.
Is that because like your stents or whatever they do?
It's because after you had a heart attack, all that scar tissue and everything can cause problems. But the biggest thing is your heart works so hard, like you start going underwater, you get all that pressure on you, and then your heart works so hard, your lungs go from this big to this big. You're not going to process oxygen. You're going to get a lot of nitrogen build up in your body, and that's just it's hard on your heart. It's corrosive. And I'm sure. I mean, I don't know if we have any doctors listen to us. They're going to say this guy is an idiot. But
we're two knuckle draggers. Do you think we have any doctors?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you have a heart attack, you cannot dive. Like when you get certified to dive, a big part of it is they show you like your insurance doesn't have to cover you if you have this or that. Like you get hurt, you're on your own. Your insurance will not cover you because it's considered an extreme sport. Either way, guy had open heart surgery. So he had a heart attack, got stents, got a valve. I shouldn't say a valve. I was just assuming that he got stents. He did confirm that. Had surgery, got all that. Has to get out of this. He tried paying some people to run his boat for him. They were stealing from him. So we looked at it. Boat been for sale for a while. It's like, it's kind of getting a little serious on our part. We were a little bit late because I got sick on the way down, and we had to stop in Nashville, and not the good part of Nashville, like the Nashville part of Nashville. We stayed in this hotel, and was it by
the hour?
No, it wasn't by the hour. It was by the airport. So it was very loud. But either way, when we got down there, he was a little salty about that. I made him an offer and insulted him, kicked me off his boat, left, talked to the dock master, and he said, you know, he because this is a Greek town, he knew the Greeks, and he's like, you know, he's a very prideful person, and he just took offense to it. Like, I didn't mean offense to it. It's negotiations. If I don't offend you, I'm not negotiating, right? So that ended the vacation. I mean, that ended that part of the vacation. So we went back, stayed in Clearwater, had a heck of a time. Really, really cool vacation. Other than the fact we spent more time driving than we did in Florida. Stayed in Clearwater, came back up. We left Clearwater, woke up. You know, if I sleep in past 4:30, something's wrong with me. So woke up at 4:30. We went and did all the tourist stuff. I go down there. I bought swimming trunks and a pair of flip-flops because they were cheaper than they are up here. So I'm practical shopping. The girls, they're just looking for something that says Clearwater on it. At about 2:33, we packed up, started heading north, stopped at Buc-ee's, because anybody that goes down, you got to stop at Buc-ee's. That is an experience. You should. I get it if you don't want to.
I'm going to tell you right now, if this whole boat thing pans out before it's all said and done with, if I go with you down there to finalize this deal, we are not stopping at Buc-ee's. I will not get out of the truck.
Oh, well.
I will.
Oh, that's fine.
I'll take a leak on the gas pump. I'm not going in there.
You'll want to go there for only one reason. You can get a fuel pump right quick. Because the one we were in had like 200 fuel pumps in it. Either way, the guy started. We did all this. I have to leave my house for work. I have to leave my house at 6.
Right.
You know, that's what time my day starts. I literally pulled in the driveway at 6:10, ran inside, pulled the driveway, and I had my work phone on me, so I'm doing my pre-trip going down the road. But pulled the driveway, go change my clothes, hop in my truck, take off. And the girls are just like, I don't know how you're going to do that. Like, I'm not going to sit here and go take like a half-hour nap and ruin my day. You know, working 12s, I'm getting my 12s.
Yep.
But it was Tuesday, because he didn't message me then, but he messaged me Tuesday. We're so close on price. I know he's going to accept it. I think it's just time with him. So we'll see. I mean, if there was a boat that I wanted, I mean, it's that one. There's some things about it I'd like to be different, but at the same time,
which is also part of the reason, like you explained to him, that this is why I'm at this.
Yeah,
and it's not his fault, but it's not your fault either.
It's not his fault at all. But he needs to understand I'm the guy with the checkbook looking to buy his boat, and I need to understand he's the guy that has to sign the title for me to get it. But he didn't get the fact. It's like $27,000 to get that boat put on a trailer, brought up to my house. Or you can hire a cap. Funny enough, a captain can hire a captain, because for me, I make in a day a little bit more than a captain costs. And I get where a lot of people, fuel. Now I understand that, but if I'm gonna burn up 10 days, like going up, because you wouldn't take the Mississippi. Because taking the Mississippi, there's a pretty big current.
Right. So
you take like these, well, we'd call them back roads, but just back rivers that go through Georgia, and they cross some other rivers. There's fewer locks.
So for those of you that haven't figured this out, this isn't like a boat that you're going to stick on a trailer and pull behind your pickup
No,
truck.
it's a 42-foot boat that weighs 36,000 pounds.
Yes. I just wanted to clarify. People didn't think we're talking about a tri-hull pontoon.
Yeah, and that's what gets this boat. The length doesn't get this boat. It's a 16-foot beam. So the beam of a boat is the width of a boat. So it's a 16-foot beam. Anything over 14-foot, 14.5, you got to have a chase truck. Or I'm sorry, anything that length and under, you got to have a chase truck. If you're over like 12 foot or whatever. 16-foot, you got to have spotter in front and a chase truck. and then the permits, and going through Florida, coming up north.
Depends on how far you're going. Sometimes you can do it without all that stuff. You just have a pissed off truck driver.
Yeah, well, and that's true. I don't think for me they're gonna
16 foot wide and 100,000 pounds. Uh-oh. Webster to Leesburg.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen a truck driver so mad in all my life.
we can't get under that farm exemption. But yeah, so the permits are a lot of that. But long story short, I don't know where we're at in negotiations. I'm bidding on a center console boat right now in New York, which that don't have much to do with anything other than I think it'd be a great dive boat. But yeah,
So do you still have the Nautique?
Yeah, it's sitting in the garage doing absolutely nothing.
Okay, I was just curious. I hadn't heard anything about that.
No, well, that was Katie wanted to get it out and go to Tippy and go dive over at Tippy because some people lost some stuff, and she said where it was is this like 100 yards out from the dance hall, and I'm trying to tell her like that is probably one of the most popular spots to drive a boat on Lake Tippy.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna plop a diver down flag and go down there in the daylight. We're gonna have to be real early. And I says and I don't want to dive out of that Nautique. Just is this gonna get banged up with? Like the swim platform. With me on the swim platform, like I'm probably as much weight as that swim platform needs. Now you throw another 100 pounds ish of gear. That's a little bit more,
right?
Than I'd want to put on it, but so yeah, it's still around. It wasn't a good year. Like prices are down right now. If somebody's looking to buy a wake boat, Pontoons seem to be up. If somebody's looking to buy a wake boat right now's the time. Especially if they do end up cutting interest, they're going to shoot back up in price.
Yeah, I wish interest rates would change because I want to. I've had some, as you know, we won't get into it here. I've had some home projects that have come up that I'd really like to refinance the house to do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and I think those it's golden handcuffs, man. The house interest, it has people scared to.
I've kind of got. Me and Carmen have discussed it. If I do that and I take care of we have a lot of equity in our house. Just because when I bought out the land contract, I owed, 25% of what we paid for it?
Yeah.
It was pretty, we basically, with doing land contract, I put 70% down on my house basically, so we have a lot of equity in it, and I said something to Carmen with this home repair that I need to get done, and I just do not pay for it out of savings. I just don't. I said something to Carmen. I says, if we could, if interest rates hit just right and I could refinance it, I says we could do that. And I says, instead of me buying tractor implements one at a time, I says, how would you feel about me? And we went and looked, so she knows exactly what it's gonna cost. The only thing I didn't have on there was $700 for an actual set of real pallet forks. But I says, what if we just do that? And she was like, as long as the other thing gets done, I really don't care. So,
yeah.
And instead of me piecemealing implements for my tractor,
do it all instead of waiting 5 years.
Yeah.
And the price keeps going up.
Exactly. Just do it all, and you wrap it into the stuff we're doing to the house. I'm never gonna notice it.
You marry the house, you date the interest.
Yeah.
If it goes down, Because that is the thing. Interest goes down, prices go up. People can think all they want, like prices are too much right now. Interest needs to go down. Like, you understand that's going to start another frenzy. Like I'm not an economist. I'm just somebody who's lived through this.
If interest rates go down, house prices will go up.
Yeah.
Because people will be trying to buy stuff like that.
I promise you though, if interest goes down and stuff goes crazy again, we're putting our house for sale. I have no clue what I'm doing. That could be the time where you say Bob, where I say Bob, I'm really gonna miss you, because that's we've talked getting rid of the lake house and going. I don't.
Well, and the girls are so close to being out of school too.
Oh yeah, I'd own ground on one of the Great Lakes right now if we didn't go diving in Florida last year. And I'm not even saying I want to be a Florida person, but it's just it showed me I need to live at the water.
I'm just going to tell you this right now. The only thing that's going to change is we won't see each other as often. If you move close to the water, you're going to have 3 rednecks camped out in your yard. So make sure you're not living in a gated community.
Yeah, we ain't gonna live in no gated community. Me and Bongino, man, we're gonna live on that little island. It is.
See 3 guys on motorcycles show up with pup tents for your yard.
Okay, we got rooms, man. You don't gotta sleep outside.
Oh no, we're here to impress your neighbors.
Oh.
We're sleeping inside. We're still setting up the tents.
There's a guy on Facebook Reels. I've been watching a lot more Facebook Reels. Luke McFadden. He's a crabber.
Yeah.
And he's a young kid that got into it. I don't want to go be a crabber or anything, but just watching his stuff and everything he's doing, just like, man, I need to stop. I love what I stop. You're not. Right now I'm making so much money doing what I'm doing, it's really hard to leave, but I could. Yeah, the girls being and that's but even the girls getting ready to leave high school. Well, not getting ready, but Alyssa's going to be a junior. Well, then it's college, and luckily for me, like, she kind of wants to go somewhere local here, and even if I were to pack up and leave, she can go live with grandma and do that. My daughter Alex, like I could leave halfway through her senior year, she'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
She's down for whatever. She's more like me. Alyssa, I don't know who Alyssa's like. She wants to plan everything out. Neither me or Katie really plan.
Yeah.
Watch my TikToks of the house or the farm stand being built. I'll show you I do not plan anything. Plans are for people that can't.
Is that done?
Yeah, like Mark's stuff pretty much is. The floor needs sealed, which Katie was supposed. That's what when I was getting text earlier. She was texting me about, can I seal the floor? Well, some of the sheets I put down, I didn't put all the screws in, so like, no, I need to put these screws in first. I got the door done today. All the trim except for 2 pieces is
so
up.
Is it out by the road, or is it still?
No, it's still in the way. And my truck, that's why I drove Katie's car, because the truck's dragging a brake. I'm pretty sure when I first got that thing, I had to replace the one flexible brake line on the passenger side. I want to say, I was like, I'm going to do them both, because that happens. But that's, I'm pretty sure what's happening on my driver's side. I got to fix that. I got to change the oil. I got to get that thing out of the way so I can get into the lift.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to get to the lift, because we're going to have to do a bed for a truck here before too long.
We got a lot of stuff.
Because I think I've decided I'm going to probably get rid of once I get another truck, I think I'm going to keep the old truck and get rid of the G6.
Yeah?
Man, as much with doing the garden and stuff clear out back, I use the old truck so much, and I don't want to, if I get something...
Are you talking the Chevy or the Dodge?
The Dodge.
What's going to go on with that Chevy?
I need to get it running and
You even need to get it running for the past 4 years.
I'm not very good at getting my stuff done. What can I say? Hey, I actually started on it.
Oh, yeah, 4 years ago.
No, like, I don't know, a month ago.
It just needs that starter mill, don't it? Or whatever you're going to do to
No,
it?
I got to put a PMD on it. I got the old one off. I haven't put the new one on.
I was buying 6.5 today. There's some kid out there just waiting for that truck to be for sale.
Well, and I'm going to get it going, and then I'm going to put a price on it that's low enough that it ain't going to make a difference. I'm not going to have to haggle with somebody. If the price I put on, if somebody haggles with me, I'm just going to tell. I'm going to be like the guy on the boat.
Yeah.
Just leave. No. It's like there's no
We're
room to
done.
negotiate. Just show up with money and leave with the truck.
Yeah.
Here's the title. But anyway. But no, we've been using the truck so much with the garden, like hauling stuff back and forth since it's on the back side of the property. It's just, and if I get a newer truck, I don't want to go beating that up and down the lane through the woods.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I'm gonna put a new bed on the Dodge and keep it around, just because the old G6 is, the Dodge is rusting out cab corners and rocker panels and stuff, but the I'm not sure what's left of the G6. But it's got ice cold air, baby.
I don't blame you. It's having that car is nice, but in all honesty,
I get the use out of having a couple of trucks, and
then you got the bikes to get.
yeah, and like the
mileage.
last 2 weeks I've been riding motorcycles back and forth to work, so
You just need to get a job that they pay you. Just give you a fuel card.
I just need a company vehicle. If I had a company vehicle, you'd never hear me complain. That was one thing. The fuel shop, when I worked there, I didn't make peanuts working there, but I had a company car and a company credit card to buy diesel fuel with, and I love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
All right. Well, we're starting to ramble on.
Yep,
And,
wrap it up.
yeah, we've been going for quite some time, so we appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, for those of you that would be interested, Indiana Pipe Show, September 19th and 20th. 19th, we'll be doing a hangout at Messinawala Cigar Company, Gas City, Indiana, starting around 5. And then the Pipe Show will be on September 20th. So come hang out with us, and I'll have information in the description of the podcast and on the video feeds. So make sure you check that out, and well, hopefully we'll talk to you a little sooner than it was this time, but till next time, take care.
Man.
Holy smokes, it's almost like we haven't done that in a month.
Yeah. At least I recorded the whole thing.
It did, and the video camera stayed going. So we're doing good. And I'm gonna save this before I forget. File.
Well, I'm going to go screw down some boards. I'm going to see if I win this apple cider press.
Oh, that's one thing. See y'all later.